Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, Mr. Sealy P. It's Tuesday, it's the 10th of October. It seems to be all or nothing at the moment. We either don't get any mods or we get one, and then we get an absolute ton. We've got about 21 mods today, I think, and an absolute ton of updates as well. The map Castile and Leon New Horizons by Alberto has had an update. That does say a save game is not necessary, but it is recommended if you want all of the things that have been changed to take hold. Ballum Road Dairy Farming by FS Landscaping has had an update. That also says you don't need a new save game, but if you want the new horse pasture to be there, you need to do a new save game. The map Neufener Valley by Empro Loop also says it is required for a new save game. The Case IH Concord Air Drill series by Claas Ares Modding, the John Deere 6010 series by DB Modding, the Steyr CVT pack by Schnibble Modding, the New Holland T7 HD Tier 4 by STV Modding. We've then got the Wood Crane by Kenny456, the Combi by Eric Isaac Agro Mods. We've got the Lizard WS130G by Agro Gati, the Stone Picker Trailer by Mac Trucker 921, the Lizard Gooseneck Haymaster by Blend Art and Kolchosnik Jr. That has had an auto load put onto that one. The X7 VT Drive Track by Farm Mods TV. 2017 Pickup Police by Farm Mods TV, Buckets Pack by Pushcap, Austrian Stables by Farmer 5 Tom, Wood Production by Nicky, then we've got the Vineyard Poles Pack by Agro Piave Pix, and then the Animal Food Big Bags by IRL Modding. That has had a rabbit food one added to it. That's the mod updates. So as far as the mods go then, we're going to start with the rental properties. This is by Newell Gaming, 37.72 megabytes download. Now there are 14. I'm not going to walk around all of them. We will go airborne momentarily, but I've put them all out like a little housing estate. If we go into our build mode, go to production and then go to generators, these are rental properties that can be rented out and earn you an income. They're all 57,800 to buy. I didn't write down in the slot counts. They weren't very high. I got overexcited and I didn't write them down for these ones. But they do vary on the house. So although they're the same amount to buy, the first one 888 per calendar month, then it's 816 per calendar month, 840, 864, 840, 840, 816, 816, 816, 840, 816, 864, 816, 864. So it will depend on the space you've got. If they all cost exactly the same, then personally I'd go for the ones that earn you the most money, but it's going to depend on what you feel like doing. House number 1, rental house, basketball hoop around the back. Rental house number 2, number 3, which has a separate garage. As you can see, the whole lot's highlighted there. So garage split to the side. 4, then we get into these ones are all white. This one is blue. Again, sort of garage and addition around the side as well. We're on to what we're on to now, 5. I've lost count, but anyway, these all of them. Gazebo in the garden, little table, water trough. American flag at the front of this one. This one is almost identical, just doesn't have the flag in slightly different colour, I think. Satellite dish on the roof. We've got this one with the carport around the side. Now, none of the garages open on any of these. Then we've got this one here. Just slightly different designs. This one does have stuff out in the corners. So this has a trough there. Has this little garden swing there, garden seat, and it has the gazebo there. These newspaper stand boxes are part of the next mod, and the prickly pears you've seen as we're going around, they're all part of the next mod as well, or one of the next mods. We've got this one here, again with a separate garage. Then we've got this one here, and then this one here. All 14 of the rental properties by Newell Gaming. Next then, we have got the Prickly Pear Production Pack, or just Prickly Pear Production, however you want to go about it. So we've already seen we've got the placeable decorative prickly pears. You'll find those under decoration. Under productions or factories, we've got prickly pear production. This only requires water, and then we've also got a sell point for our pallets of prickly pears once they have been produced. Well, yes. Under build mode, under decoration, under others, if you scroll back this way, is where you find the placeable prickly. This is ridiculous. The placeable prickly pears, 200 each. That one's. That was 3 slots. That one was 1 slot, and I'll put them down here next to these. They can be rotated around, as you can see. They're pretty much the same size. Oh, one's got the pears on, one hasn't. So if you wanted to simulate some having already been harvested, I was trying to work out why the slot count was so different. There we go. That's fine. And then if we go from there to not factories, what am I talking about? Greenhouses. It wasn't under factories at all, it was under greenhouses. The prickly pear cactus greenhouse is just there. 2,000 to buy. Slot count on that was 2. The sell point slot count is 6, and there's only 1,000. 2,000 for the greenhouse, 1,000 for the sell point. And then you can place as many of those if you want to, if you want to produce more and more and more. Same with any production, really. Sell points. Just there, as I said, prickly pear cactus sell point, slot count of 6 will come down to 1, 1,000 to buy, and we've already got one of those placed. As you can see, we've already got some pallets. This only requires water, that's all. Prickly pear cactus, water in, prickly pear cactus out. It's a 4:2 ratio, but if you've got somewhere on your map where you've placed a water point and your water point's free, it's no brainer really. And then once you've got your pallets of prickly pear, there you go. Well worth doing. That's the prickly pear production. Did I say who that was by? That's by Nikki. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. That's by Nikki. Like I said, I'm overexcited. Next up, we've got this. This is a very eclectic mix of. It's peculiar. This is the Placeable Decorations Pack by Farm Mods TV. I thought we'd already had these. Maybe this has just been added to. If this was just added to, wouldn't it just been an update? So you're saying a new mod. Anyway, Farm Mods TV, 5.56 megabytes download. The Prickly Pears, sorry, 2.99 megabytes download. Placeable Decorations Pack, 5.56 megabytes download. These are 2 slots each and £50, euros or dollars each to buy. We've got 6 newspaper boxes, 2 benches, and then we've got. I thought this was tiny, like a little garden ornament. I don't know if the scale's wrong. That's massive. That's one of those things you buy, like, and stick it in your front garden. Have one of these either side of your driveway. Can you imagine? Your neighbours would go berserk, wouldn't they? There's the dolphin there. These you'll find under decoration, under others. Start in there and scroll across. Like I said, they were only 2 slots each, and they're 50 each anyway. So slot counts come down to 1. Yeah, the dolphin sculpture looks quite small there in comparison, I suppose, but it's rather large. Placeable Decorations Pack by Farm Mods TV. Next we've got this. This is the gas pumps. This is just a gas station. You can place it down wherever you want. It does come with this rather natty little gravel area around it, which obviously you can landscape over and change the colour of it, or texture in it, add whatever you want. Oil stains and road bits and whatever you like. This is by Newell Gaming. 0.41 megabytes download. 3 slots on console. Nicely detailed. You'll find it under build mode. And under tools, just there, 10,500 slot count will come from 3 down to 1. That's the gas pumps. Gas station by Newell Gaming. Next we've got all of these. We've got the wooden gates. Or wooden gate it says, but there's gates. This is GLmods, 2.83 megabytes download, 2 slots each on console. We start off with the double gate with sides. Double gate with sides and posts. Double gate with posts. Double gate with arch, I guess. Double gate with sides and arch. Now this is the weird one. Double gate, they look identical to me. One says simple, unless there's supposed to be some ornamentation on it. I'm just looking at the hinges. I'm looking at the wood. They look exactly the same to me. Anyway, depending on which way around you place them, if you place them with the hinges facing you, they will open towards you. If you can't see the hinges and you've got the posts, they'll face away from you, or they'll open away from you. Under build mode, under decoration, under fences, starting there with a simple wooden gate, 2,500, 3,500 for that one. This one, 3,500. This one, 4,500. That's weird. Who am I to judge? That one, 4,500. This one, 5,500. Yeah, and then this one here. So it says wooden gate with arch and side, wooden gate with arch and side, or simple wooden gate with arch and side. They look the same to me. One's 5,500 and one's 4,500. Yeah. Your choice. What you do with those. That's the wooden gates by GLmods. Next we've got the Root Crop Heap Pack. This by Basavids. No, Basavids or Basavido. No, Basavids, it was right. I'm looking at my handwriting again. It is 0.87 megabytes download. They're one slot each. We've got one for potatoes and one for sugar beet. Now these act like silage clamps, the ones where you've got tyres on the floor, whatever, so it gives you a sort of a neater stack. That being said, I've got a little bit of spillage out the front, which is fine. This is what it looks like when it's full. This one has got, I would say, probably 130,000 litres in it. I've got, like I said, I've got a little bit spilled out the front. This is what it looks like when you place it with nothing in it, and it kind of keeps it all in one place. Now it does say fill level potatoes, and it says compacting. Once you put it in, it says it goes to 100% compacting anyway, because it's using the base coding from silage clamps. But it does say blanket silo. That's interesting. So you can see what I had spilled out at the ends. So the bunker silo was covered. Fermenting potatoes into what? It just says potatoes and beets heap. Unless you're making them into it's a vodka pile or something. I'm not quite because unless they're until that's done fermenting, you can't open the cover. Oh, okay. Now, interestingly, although they're identical, I thought they were identical, the sugar beet one holds way more. This one's got 187,000 litres in it. This went much wider, and it seemed to spill out a lot further out to the sides. I'm going to blanket this one as well, because I'm curious. Yeah, so this out the side, I don't think it was supposed to do that. But it just kept filling, so I don't know if these are going to need an update. I'm curious to see what happens when the sugar beet's done fermenting. I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to forget. At the end of the video, if I remember, I'm going to speed up time until they're done fermenting. Because otherwise, if you cover them by accident, you then can't get your stuff out of them for a while. I don't know why that would be the case. Anyway, under build mode, under silos is where you find them. Just there, only 1,500 each. So rather than just having them loose, I suppose it sort of simulates you covering them to protect them. But if you can't get them back out again straight away, that's a bit of a weird one. Anyway, that's the Root Crop Heap Pack by Basavids. Next we've got the Factory Haul, and next to that we've got the Header Haul. This one, the Factory Haul, is 5.8 megabytes download, 8 slots on console, 70,000 to buy. The Header Haul is 1.35 megabytes download, 6 slots, also 70,000 to buy. These are both by Leon.kpunkt. So, the Factory Haul, 3 doors. As we step just inside, what is it? Oh, over the back here, we've got our switch off light. Now, this is interesting because they're both by the same modder, but on the back here you've got this sort of light panel which allows you to switch on and off the lights. I do like, it seems quite sparse. I'm not sure if the textures, if it's supposed to be that flat on here, I'm not sure, but I do like that open window. That was open window, but that window to the side letting the light in. You could almost buy this as an exterior and build a home within it, couldn't you? Have that as a big picture wall kind of thing. Anyway, and then the one next to that, that's the Factory Hall. We've got the Header Hall. The Header Hall has 2 side doors. But this one, although it's by the same modder, doesn't have a switch box for the lighting. It was over here I found the trigger for it. There we go, switch on and off lights. Both of these you'll find under build mode and sheds. As I said, 70 grand each. Slot counts will come down from 8 and 6 down to 1 for each of those. I'm just trying to double check this one. I don't think there was a colour option. No, there wasn't. These just come as they are. So that's the factory hall and header hall, both by Leon.kpunkt or kpunkt. Next we have got over... Yeah, we'll go and do these next. Here, we've got this. This is the grain drying by DS Power. 4.87 megabytes download, 23 slots on console, 30,000 to buy. You can bring wheat, barley, oat and corn and have it dried down. You put it in here and you bring diesel to run the heaters. 25,000 litres of each crop type, 10,000 litres of diesel is what it will take. It's nicely made, it's nicely detailed, it's a good looking mod. You take out from here. The only thing I will say, it's not really worth doing. If you want to do an extra process, that's fine, and I've always said that about some productions. Sometimes you look at them and you think, I'm not sure if that's even actually worth it. But if you want to add to your game experience and try different things out and that kind of thing, absolutely go for it. Your managed production is here. So as you've got here, dried wheat, dried barley. That says dried barley again, but it's the corn symbol. And then dried oat. You get a byproduct of stones, which is an interesting one. And I've run this through already. I sped up time so I could get the prickly pears pallets. So I sped up time a little bit on this. If I put wheat on again, you'll see I've got dried wheat. I've got some stones, got dried barley, maize and dried oat. Which is fair enough, it's a process, it runs. But here's the thing, when you then go and check prices, because that's what you would, I mean, to me, that's kind of the point behind it. If I go and check the prices for the products as they are standard, so we're looking at high 400s, low 500s. Ignore the train yard, that's always been high on this map. Barley, mid 400s. Oat, high 700s into 800. And then we've got corn in the 600s. Fair enough. If we then go down to our dried, so we've bought the facility, we've put fuel in here, we've run it to dry these crops down, the prices aren't actually better. They're about the same or worse. So unless there's a certain time of year those will suddenly rocket, it's one of those ones you think, oh, okay, I'm not sure. There's the prickly pear cactus price as well. So for doing those in your greenhouse, they're well worth doing. Yeah, it's a weird one. Like I say, absolutely. For a product and running something, absolutely go for it. Under build mode and under production, just there is our grain drying. That's where you find the facility. 30 grand. It's not mega expensive to buy, but it's still money to spend out. Anyway, I'm just trying to think, was there a sell point that came with this? Ah, that could be why. Hang on a second. I just realised that we've got that, haven't we? I meant to put that down. We've got the grain drying sell station. That's 10 grand to buy 13 slots. Put that down and let's see if the prices change if we sell at that specific location. Selling station. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're up. They're up on the standard. Not massively. And I wouldn't say the wheat and the barley aren't much higher than the standard in-game standard prices. The oat is higher, definitely. And the maize... Anyway, there's a sell point there. So, grain drying and sell point, both there. That's the grain drying by DS Power. Next we've got the straw boiler. This isn't a straw boiler as in it boils straw. It's a boiler that runs off of straw. So this just produces words. This produces electricity. So the straw boiler, 8.18 megabyte download, 4 slots on console. This is by PixelFarm and Oscar 8599, 43,500 to buy. The managed production is done here from the side. So it's straw in and then electricity out, and you get paid for that every hour. It runs fairly slowly, but it's designed to be put on a farm to cover the cost of your rent, of your buildings, or that kind of thing. It's not one of those ones that's designed to make you a fortune. And also, I suppose, again, to add into storytelling and that kind of thing, if you want to go down that route. Now, if we open up the door here, the furnace side of things has got this round bit. Now, so it's designed 4 round bales is what's supposed to go in here. When you put a round bale in, it will show it as 100. The bale will just sit in there chugging away, showing showing 100 until the bale runs out. So when you put it in, don't panic and think, hang on a minute, that's a 5,000 litre bale, why is it only showing 100? Like I said, it will do the round bales, and if you knock them on the sides they fit in there really nicely, but it will do square bales as well. I know it's probably not designed to, judging by square peg in a round hole and all that, but just in case you are curious. And it will go right the way in as well. I'm not sure if the door will shut. But if we go back to our process here, you'll see at the right now, over to there, it's showing 100 litres. And that will chug away and chug away. If I come over to here, that's just showing 100, and that will keep showing 100 until that bale runs out. And on the hour, you'll get paid for it. It's fairly straightforward what it does. When I first saw the thing, I'm thinking, straw boiler? What? Why would you need to boil straw? That's weird. As in, yeah, like boiling an egg. Very weird. Anyway, I'm very weird, not the mod. Under production, under factories. Just there, 43,500 slot count comes down to 1. This one I'm going to check as well for colour. No, it's not a colour option, you get it just like that. There we go, and that will chug away until it's run out. You'll earn a bit of money and you put another bale in. Even if you just simulate that's heating your farm in the winter kind of thing. Straw Boiler by PixelFarm and Oscar 8599. Next we move on to the Bavarian Cowstables. This is by TipColModding. There are 2 in this pack. They are 31.28 megabytes download, 15 slots each, 310,000 each, but weirdly, one holds 40 cows, one holds 36, and as you can see, it doesn't hold them very well. We have escapees, which is a bit peculiar. Anyway, under build mode, under animals, under cows is where we were, so out in the end, 310,000 each. The first one, with the red roof, will hold 40 cows. The one with the grey roof will hold 36. Other than that, they're exactly the same. Feed and bedding went in the middle. Now, my ground was a little bit lumpy here, and this didn't flatten out. So when you put these down, I would imagine you're going to need to really make sure your ground's flat. But anyway, put them in. And as far as I can make out, your slurry point is here. Because there's not one on the outside, and that's for taking out. So I'm assuming, I'm assuming it's an odd one. Light switch just here as we come to the door. We can open these side doors as well. That's the same on both. It could be the ground here on the map, I'm not sure. But yeah, we seem to have cows everywhere. This side, they're static. So when you buy these are already here, this side. When you put them in, the animated ones that you've bought are this side. So these ones will always be here. So it doesn't matter what breed you buy, which you'll see in the next barn. There's our dialogue box. And we come around the side here is our milk point. And then we've got a little storage bit around here and a covered bit here for putting whatever you want. So same on the other one, and we'll see when we open the... Oh, actually the door's already open, but if we open this one, So these are our Black Angus, and again they just seem to go wherever they like, wherever they feel like it. But those are the ones that are in here already, static in place. Feed and bedding in the middle, with the same bits on the side. That's the Bavarian Cowstables by TipColModding. Next we've got the 8-bay double cow shed. This is by Sully. It is 38.95 megabytes download, 34 slots, 200,000 to buy, and it will hold 200 cows. We have our slurry point at the side here. If we open the gate, it opens that little grate up just one little bit, so we can get a hose in there, a pump in there to get the stuff out. We do have doors that open either end, and these doors open as well and close. But you have to be careful here because that's the middle one. It's closing the right ones. I think we just go to that gap. There we go, to close that. That'll bring that one right the way across. And the same with this one. It puts it all the way over there. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Come right the way down the other end. So slurry point was at the back. This is your milk point. But oddly, if I open the gate here, come on, open the gate. It doesn't correspond to a tank or anything, but that's the milk point. Your dialogue box is just here. Feed and bedding in the middle again. As you can see, they're quite happily chowing down. And in this one, unlike the other ones, or the other one that requires manure heaps, this one, the manure builds up inside. So we have got 5,444 litres of manure, which will need to be cleared out. That's something I miss on FS22. I know some modded barns and buildings have it, but that was always a big part of farming on all of the previous versions of the game, was mucking out your animals every day. And I miss that. I think it should be brought back, in my opinion. Under build mode, under animals, under cows, this one, when you go to place it, does have some colour options. So you look top left, if I change colour, there we go. A few to choose from, but you can change the colour of that one. That's the 8-bay double cow shed by Sully. Next we've got to the rear platform. I've got one on the front, one on the rear, but it is the rear platform. Two different configurations to this. We've got a 2 metre and a 2.5 metre. And then we've got configurations within those. You can have it as a bale handler, or you can have it with a capacity. The capacities are identical on both of them. But you've got a 2 metre and a 2.5, I think it was. Because if you go for the 2.5, you can put a bigger bale in it if you've got the bale loading one. As you can see, you've got a tension strap on that one. On the one that's got a capacity, it doesn't have a tension strap, but we do have something in it. In this case, we do have grapes. So you find these under tools, under miscellaneous, just there. So the 2 metre at £4,000, the 2.5 metre. These were, what did I say these were? These were 3 slots, which comes down to 1. So bale trailer, 1,600 litres, 3,500 litres are your options. Main colour, anything on that pallet. And then the 2.5 metre, again, capacity is exactly the same. Got bale, 1,600, 3,500, it's just wider, so you can fit a bigger bale in there if you go for the bale capacity one. And then we get our colour option, like so. So as far as tipping goes, these are pretty rapid actually. If we go back to the front. Why is that? There we go, look at that. That's whoosh, whoosh. There's no hanging about with that. That's unloading, boom, boom, boom. But yeah, I mean, you've got a bit of control in between. You don't have to go that fast, but it will go pretty rapid if you want it to. We have got the ability to raise and lower and tilt it forward and backwards. So if you've got it in the bale configuration, as I have with the rear one, and we switch to the rear one, you can raise and lower it, tilt it back towards us, or you might want to put logs in it or something like that, or a couple of pallets, or I don't know, whatever you want to do. Tension strap on or off. This one we can also tip if we want to. So if you've got a couple of bales in there, round bales or something, you can tip those out into a point, whatever you want to do. Lovely job. That's the rear platform. Again, I didn't say it was by. That's by Frits. Sorry, 3.31 megabytes download. That's by Frits. Oh, what's wrong with me today? Next, I need to speed up. Still got a lot to get through. This is the Bomet Carina by Meeliniarz. 4.4 meters, 4.4 meters, 4.4 megabytes download, 4 slots on console, 3 meters wide, 3 meter cultivator day, people. And then next up we've got the Rolmako, which we'll have a look at both of them because they're both under cultivators. The Rolmako U436, sounds like a submarine. 13.44 megabytes download, 9 slots on console, also 3 meters wide by JMZ. So what we've got Meeliniarz and we've got JMZ, both 3 meters wide. The Bomet Carina and the Rolmako U436. So you'll find them under cultivators. The Bomet, no options on it, you get it just like that. 6 to 8 horsepower required. Slot count comes down to 1. And the Rolmako, we've got the option of lights on the back, yes or no. Rakes, yes or no. Design colour, blue or black, which changes the shanks and the rolls and that kind of stuff. Those are your choices. So let's start off with the Bomet Carina. So we can drop down to the ground and going across ground that will produce stones. Nice smooth seed bed it's given us. We go across a bit of ground that has been mulched already. So that would give us shallow cultivating, because if we then go over a crop that's just been harvested but hasn't been mulched yet, as you can see, shallow cultivation, no stones being brought up at all. That's the Bomet Carina doing its thing. Next, the Rolmako. Missed completely, there we go. Drop that down. As you can see, that's bringing up some rather large stones. If we go across a section that has been mulched, so not a shallow cultivator, as you've seen, it's already bringing up stones. If we carry on going across the section that has been harvested but not mulched yet, exactly the same thing. Both 3 meters wide, so if you are an aficionado, today is your lucky day. The Bomet Carina by Meeliniarz and the Rolmako U436 by JMZ. Next, we have got the Rabe MKE250. This by Oldenfarm, Modding-Welt, PeterAH, WolfIQ and privatprivat. This is a power harrow. 4.94 megabytes download, 4 slots on console, 2.5 meters wide. As you can see, it does have a 3-point link hitch on the back of it, so if you want to run a seeder behind this or something else behind this, whatever you want to run, you absolutely can. Nicely made and detailed. All those little, all the panels, all the bolts, all the bits that hook together to make it what it is. This you'll find under power harrows. 12,500, 75 horsepower required, slot count comes down to 1. We've got the option of a tube roller on the back or a tooth packer roller. Then we've got lower link balls, no or yes for the 3-point connection. Start it up, turn it on, powered by the PTO, hence power harrow. Really nice smooth seed bed work. Again, on something that has been mulched but hasn't been cultivated yet, shallow cultivation, and on a bit that's been harvested but not mulched yet, again, shallow cultivation. I mean, generally speaking, these would be used after all the prep work's been done, if you've ploughed and that kind of thing. So these are used to give you a really nice smooth seed bed, as you can see here, because the power harrow part of that is what breaks up the big clods of earth and stuff you get from ploughing. That's when you get that really nice smooth seed bed look. So there we go. That's the Rabe MKE250 by Oldenfarm, Modding-Welt, PeterAH, WolfIQ and privatprivat. Next, we've got this. This is the Lizard VTXO by Chenben, 33.44 megabytes download, 21 slots each. And I say that because there are 4 of these. These VT Grape harvesters are built under license for New Holland, so we've got a few different options on these, including some higher horsepowers, slightly faster running speed, and slightly larger capacity. Only slightly larger, not massively large, with a difference in the amount of shakers that are inside them. Horsepower for power plants, that kind of thing, will improve speed, whatever you will see momentarily. So, under grape technology, just there. So your standard New Holland Browd there, 3,100 litres, 164 horsepower, run at 4 miles an hour. If we move on to the VTs, which are these ones, like I said, 21 slots each, so slot count will come down to 1, I think it is. Let's find the one I've got. Yeah, down to 1. So we've got the VT20. Now, these do have different specifications. The cheapest of all of them doesn't have hill angle adjustment control on it, but on all of them we have the same options. After this one, you'll see what I mean. So we have got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, Vredestein, back to Trelleborg. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette. Now we do have a blue premium. We have the blue power clear, which has blue power but leaves the back clear. And then we've got the blue power premium, which puts blue on the bottom sections as well, which is rather nice. I like that. We've then got the same with old red. We've got the white ones that are pretty good as well. Nice clean line. But the one I did, what I went for, was the silver. I don't know, I like that. I thought it was very clean and neat and tidy. Grid colour, the same. So if you go for a blue power option, you've got the blue power grille. There's a cream option, or there's a chromed option for that grille, same as you would for the New Holland piece of equipment. Then we've got rim colour, anything on that palette to mix and match, and then license plate option there too. So if we move up to the VT30, these ones onwards have the ability to change capacity. So our wheel brand and wheel setup is exactly the same, but we can have capacity 3,100 litres or 3,600 litres. So the Opti grape. Colour option is the same, grid option is the same, everything else is the same. Difference is you've got a bit of lean option on this. So if you're on a hilly field, it will work a little bit better. The VT50, we're just going up. As you can see, that one's 110 horsepower. This is 144 horsepower. Exactly the same options all the way through. Capacity again, 3.1 or 3.6. Just slightly higher horsepower for them steeper hills. Then the VT70, we're up to 164 horsepower, which is what that sits at, the Browd 9070. If you look at the prices, exactly the same, 242 grand. So this pack gives you some cheaper alternatives down the range if you want them. And those two being cheaper, and that one 180 grand with a 3,600 litre potential capacity. But you'll notice as well with the VT20 and the VT30, they'll only run at 3 miles an hour. The VT50 and 70 will run at 4 miles an hour. So you're losing a little bit on those, but they're a lot cheaper. So that's, you know, same options on this, including capacity. So hop in, start it up. We do have beacons, lights, horn, unfold the harvester. Like I said, I think it's shakers on the smaller models as well. They've got 10 shakers, and then the larger ones have got 14 shakers in there. It works just the same as a regular grape harvester. Does the job. Nice, neat and tidy. It just gives you a few more options, that's all. I always find that's not disconcerting, but it's harder to do when you're sat off set. We get to the end of the row. All the detritus is coming out the back. Typically they get caught up. Then you would unload into a trailer once you're done, as the rest of the grape harvesting equipment does. Lovely. That's the Lizard VTXO by Chenben. Next, we have this. This is the Lizard HY400 by Vanquish 081, 12.53 megabytes download, 10 slots on console. This you will find not by jumping up and down. Under trucks, just there, 105,000 for the base model. We've got 400 horsepower, 460, 560, 640 or an 810 horsepower. Puts the price up a little bit by 25 grand if you go for the full 810 horsepower. Then we've got wheel brand, we've got Continental, This all 4x2 Continental Trelleborg, that raises up more from agricultural work, I would say. Cross country, and then Michelin as well. Just those choices. You've got decals, so you've got all. So you've got Lizard on the front, HY400 on the top of the cab, and you've got a decal on the steering wheel. You've then got just the brand Lizard, just the model on the top, just the steering wheel. You can have brand and model, brand and steering wheel, model and steering wheel, back or none, and then back to all again. Main colour, ending on this palette, and we have got some mattes and standards. If we go for the matte, the sort of shiny matte, almost like a satin kind of look, for the top section, and then you can do the bottom section as well. Mix and match, however you want to go about it. Rim colour, again, anything on that palette. We do have some greys and chromes, and the license plate option on there too. Fairly straightforward. Hop in, start it up. There's our horn. We've got no doors or windows that open. Lights. Lovely bit of cab movement on there. Look at that. A little bit of cab wobble. That's cool. Under braking too. Accelerating away. That's cool. Interior, nice, neat and tidy. That's the Lizard HY400 by Vanquish 081. Next, we've got this little beastie. This is rather cool. This is the Lizard 6522 by R.Mihail. Did I read that right? Did I write that down right or wrong? 98. That can't be right. 98.05 megabytes download. Holy moly. I wrote that down without paying attention. 24 slots, but look at that though. Look at those tyres. That's an absolute weapon. You don't have to go for that tyre choice, but that's what I did. It's awesome. So this you'll find also under trucks. Right next door, 56,490. We can have it capacity 15,000 litres or 22,000 litres. It will take all the crop types in either, so it doesn't matter which capacity you go for. Then we've got 240 horsepower or 400 horsepower. Doesn't have much on really for the 400 horsepower. Wheel setup, we've got standard or the chunky boys if you're going across Siberia or something like that. You've got plastic design or metal design on the front. Mirror configuration 1 or 2. Canopy configuration 1 or 2. Then we've got additional mirror, puts one this side, 1 or 2. We've then got engine protection. Now this is underneath, it's quite hard to see. You can just about see above the front wheel. You just put some protection around the side of it. So you have that 1 or 2. Additional lights, 1 or 2. Main colour, anything on that palette, does the front. Design colour, does the back. License plate option on there too. Hop in, start it up. I like this a lot. Lights. It's like beacons actually. Those lights don't come with the beacons. Oh, it's cool. Really nicely detailed this. I mean, you can see why the megabyte download's up there, but still it's a fair amount. No doors or windows, interior. All the little bits of noise, like you get in the tractors as well, where you've got, you know, things moving around, a bit of clunking and clicking here and there. When we come to unload, nice smooth animation. You see the detail of the spare. Nice. The Lizard 6522 by R.Mihail. Next, we've got this. The Sky Progress P100 by Univers Simu Modding, 8.56 megabytes download, 9 slots on console, 3 meters wide. This is a direct drill, so you find it under Cedars. It is a direct drill from the company Sky Agriculture. This will seed and fertilise at the same time if you fill both up. You don't have to. You'll find it under Tools, under Cedars. just there, 48,000. Not bad price actually. 3 meters wide, like I said, 120 horsepower required. No options, you get it just like that. It's not particularly streamlined or anything, but it's got a very modern look to it. That was just the clean lines and not overly fussy with sort of decals and stuff. But as you can see, 800 litres of fertiliser, 1,200 litres of seed. Open and close the hopper like so. We turn it on, drop it down. And because it will direct drill, I don't have to have mulched. These tractors I use on this mod map can be a bit funny with mods sometimes. It goes a little bit jerky, but do have lights on there, indicators too. And reverse lights, as you can see. Very nice indeed. The Sky Progress P100 by Univers Simu Modding. That's really nicely detailed, that. There's something about that. I like it. Which brings me on to the last of the mods for today. And it's this little beauty. Now, I like old tractors. Now, this isn't old. This is, I think, is it a mid-80s tractor? I'm trying to think. When was this one, does it say on the thing? Oh, no. 1996 to 2002. Oh, it's because of my age. I think everyone's a lot older than it is. It sounds fantastic as well. Anyway, sorry, the Claas Ares 600. This by John Deere 2450 X3D and BulletBill. 31.18 megabytes download, 13 slots on console. So before we get into this, we do have 2 maps out today as well. I will not be able to get onto those till tomorrow. We've got the Forgotten Isles by Maps by Mako and Fichtal version 2 by Lucas G. So I'll get onto those 2 tomorrow as soon as I get up. I have to go and get Mrs. Silly P from London as her train home it won't be coming all the way back. That was a really long-winded way of saying. Anyway, yeah, the train line that she comes home on stops at a certain point and she can't get back all the way, so I've got to go and get her. I was going to start on them tonight, but anyway, that's why I'm trying to get this done as quick as I can. So, you will find this. You didn't need to all that. Under small tractors, out there on the end. 57 grand for the base model, which is an absolute steal. We've got the Ares 610. We then got 110 horsepower, 120, 130, and then we go into tunes. So, as I said, 100, 110, 120, 130. Then we go into the tuned versions. So 134, 152, 175 or 194. Which only adds a little bit on actually. It takes up to 79 grand for 194 horsepower. That's not bad actually. But then we've got wheel brands. We've got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokian, Trelleborg. Trelleborg has got the most options. Of all of them, these do have some really nice options too. So under Trelleborg, we have got I like those and that. Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokian, back to Trelleborg. Mudguards front. You can go for a wider, which you've gone for a wider tyre choice. You can have a wider mudguard or no mudguard at all. The mudguard's rear, standard or wide. Exhaust standard or straight. Beacons, left, right, both, or none at all. Extra work lights, that puts them on the back. On there, I don't think it puts it on the front. Nope. Then we've got triangle, yes or no. Attachers on the front, we've got no. 200 kilo, 400 kilo, 600 kilo, 700, 3 point, back to no. Front loader attacher, quick, class, No license plate option on there too. So this sounds great as well. Lights, if you want the extra work lights on the back. Beacons, horn you've already heard. It's got a nice bit of lean on it. It's got a nice tight turning circle on that as well. I just think it looks very crisp and clean and tidy. Interior. Come back outside, L1, R1, left stick side to side does the door closest to us. Great sound effects too. Right stick does the other door. And then up and down. I love the fact that slows down as well when it gets to the end of the length. So there's little things you don't always notice, I suppose I don't always pay attention to maybe, but very cool. That's the Claas Ares 600 by John Deere 2450 X3D and BulletBill. And that's it for the mods for Tuesday the 10th of October. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.